two women, Glory and Hope, sat beneath a tamarind tree as the sun dipped low. The breeze was calm and the sound of children playing echoed in the distance. Hope spoke confidently and said, "The Sabbath was only for the Jews, the children of Israel. We are Gentiles. We don't have to keep the Sabbath." Glory paused, then asked gently, "Where did you learn that? How did you come to that conclusion? Who told you that?" Hope hesitated. Glory continued, her voice calm but firm. "That is not what the Bible teaches, and that is not what Jesus preached. That statement is a lie. It's not of the plan of salvation to say the seventh-day Sabbath was only for the Jews. Reread the scripture again, for the scripture never says that. Here is what is written. Exodus 31 verse 16. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations, for a perpetual covenant." You see that? Yahweh declared that Israel was to keep the Sabbath, but he did not say it was only for them. If the Sabbath were exclusively for Jews, then the stranger who dwelt among them would have been required to work while Israel rested. The fourth commandment includes, "Even the strangers within thy gates," as seen in Exodus 20 verse 10. That means everyone. This confirms that God requires rest for all, not just Jews. In fact, Jesus said, "The Sabbath was made for man," Mark 2 verse 27. He did not say, "for Jews only." If the Sabbath was intended only for Jews, Jesus would have said it's for the Jews only. But he didn't. He actually told them, "Go into the world and teach it to all nations, and he will be with them." The Sabbath was made for humanity, not for one nation of people or ethnic group. Hope listened. Glory picked up a small stone and traced a line in the dirt to illustrate that the Sabbath did not begin with the Jewish nation. It began at creation. Before there was a Jew, before Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob, there was Adam and Eve. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it. Glory looked up and said, "Eve is the mother of all living." That means Jews and Gentiles share the same origin. If we all come from the same parents and we all have the same Creator, how can his sign apply to one group and not the other? Hope listened intentionally. The gospel of Jesus Christ is for both Jews and Gentiles, Glory continued. And the Sabbath is part of that gospel. Jesus himself said, "The Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath." He did not say it was made for Jews only, he said man. Glory asked softly, "Is there more than one Creator? Is there another God for Gentiles?" Hope shook her head and said no. Then why would the one true God change his sign? Glory asked. Scripture calls the Sabbath a perpetual covenant. Recall that we read it earlier in Exodus 31 verse 16. God did not say it would expire. He said it is perpetual, which means it's eternal, forever and ever. Glory stood and brushed the dirt from her hands. This truth is light. And when God gives light, we must choose either to receive it or to reject it. If we reject light, we remain in darkness. But if we receive it, God gives more light. Glory smiled warmly and said, "Give yourself the opportunity to experience the truth and the blessing of the Sabbath in this present world. God is calling all humanity back to himself." The sun finally disappeared below the horizon, and Hope sat in silence, contemplating what she has learned, thinking, searching, and beginning to see. Glory, encourage Hope to embrace the light and blessings of the Sabbath.